you've been absent to me, but yet right in front of me. I said, all my life you've been absent to me, but yet in my presence. You was the very first male figure that was exposed to me. Muscles made of brass, hands crafted to do work, to provide. I thought I was supposed to feel safe inside. An image of a man who only gave words of negativity, of what you, the world, call street wisdom. You came home with the nastiest attitude, ready to pop off with your guns of fire. Your mouth was like a pistol that shot me in my heart, that made me numb. Pow, pow, to what true love was. To what a young child was never supposed to have felt. But I'd watch every move you made. Sometimes I'd cover my face just to hope that the remembrance of you would fade. Because the image you chose to walk in. Your foul language will begin to create an image of what all men are really made of to me. Talking down to my mom, I remember those words, you full of sh, you full of sh. Every argument I hear an image of imprinted damage. But early age, I'd watch every move you made. Oh, you provided. I'm talking about taking care of the bills, making sure I had everything I need pertaining to materialistic things. But what about my soul? What about my soul? What about showing me how a man's supposed to treat a lady? What about showing me love? What about tucking me into bed, giving me sweet forehead kisses, letting me know that you love me and that I'm safe? What about being an example of morals that molded me into integrity, Dad? What about those things? I remember when you took those crafted hands and used it for an instrumental sound. An instrumental sound of blazing hits that peeled the skin off, leaving the raw parts of infection of hate, abuse, unstableness, emptiness, loneliness, fear, pain. You know when you hear this special song that has a special beat to it, and it sticks with you for a while? You put it on repeat and you just groove into the lyrics, and then somehow you become it. You use those lyrics as a story of your life. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but watch out for the bad ones that's written on your heart. If you listen, if you watch for too long, you'll find yourself trapped into something that's a repeated cycle of hopelessness. Yeah, that was me. That instrumental sound stayed on repeat for years. For years. I'd grown up now, with many problems encamped on the inside. Brokenness indeed. A searching heart fiending for attention. Hopping on every ride, believing that the end would be different from the rest. My chest was playing mind games that led me back to checkmate every time. I seemed to have kept an effigy of you. Every guy I date, I'd run into you, wondering how in the world I end up with someone just like you. Searching for happiness, I'd run into you. But I was so prone to one character of a male figure. You know when you get used to something, you become comfortable? Mm-hmm. Even when it's toxic. Self-consciously you want to get better but don't know how to get better. Yes. So you search. You fill voids that become mazes that directs you back to square one. So you search. I search. I was searching for carnal things and God too. I had servants of two masters. The master of my life and the master of God. Mm-hmm. I had to choose. But it still stings, you know. Hanging on to hope, which only made me drown even more. My blessings seemed like curses which worsened. Had me asking, is God even around anymore? My prayers felt more like wishes, hoping that someone or something would listen to what I envisioned. It's been night. I cried myself to sleep like, why God? Why me? Why place me around a family that's broken? Why constantly remind me that my father isn't the man he's supposed to be? Or constantly remind me that my father is the man I dreamed about? I've been hurt so much, I should have taken the easy out. But I already tried. So I searched. And I called out to the Most High. I cried, I begged, I prayed, I cried. I was so angry to the knowing of knowing God, but didn't understand my life, my childhood, and the way I am now. How I call myself a Christian and I've gone through this, my story is written like this. But I realized, though, even though my story was written like this, man fails.
Come on.
I was blessed to have known the Most High even through my tragedy and travesties. The Lord has me on a progressive flow, so my doubts and fears may shake me, but I know He made me to rise above. Yeah, I may sound down and out, but He's called each of us, regardless of what people say we can't amount. He's been a friend to the friendless. He's been a father to the fatherless.
Yes.
So even though my father hasn't been freed, I look to God the King, and He has decreed that my life shall proceed tremendously, regardless of my father's deeds.